Hello, welcome to Real Magic Review. My name is Steve Faulkner, and today I'm going to be talking about the Savant Deck by Craig Petty and Murphy's Magic. Before we do this, please like and subscribe, and my podcast at Steve Faulkner's Magic Show, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow me on Instagram at Steve Faulkner. That's probably it. There's probably more, but the online magic.co thing's very important because it's good. It is 900 plus videos, live sessions every week. Not this week, because I've been a bit poorly, and I've been doing live sessions moonlighting. That's what I've been doing for Vanishing Ink Masterclass. So if you come along to that as well, they're different. Well, they're not much different, let's be honest. But you can ask me anything, anything. And you can email me, steve@stevefaulkner.com. So if you've got your masterclass membership a couple of times a week, at the moment, a month, not a couple of times a week. And I do that on my membership site as well. So, gosh, imagine if you got both of them. You get all sorts, wouldn't you? You'd probably want to kill me by the end of it. Too much Stevie. Anyway, Savant Deck. So, funny enough, comes with, talking about too much, comes with many hours of instructional. Well, I'm not going to download, not going to lie to you, haven't watched it all. But life's too short. Not that it isn't brilliant, I'm sure. It wasn't due to the quality. It was due to me wanting to live out the rest of my days doing some other things. I've been watching downloads. But it's good value, that, isn't it? That's a positive, isn't it? So this is the Savant Deck. Craig Petty, joined by Lloyd Barnes on the, Lord Barnes then, on the download, giving you loads of information about this much hyped trick. Is it any good? So, I'm going to be a little bit biased, probably in the wrong way, that I'm not that into gimmick decks. I like them, they're great, and they're good fun, but I don't really use them. So, bear that in mind, that I'm probably not the best audience for this deck. For me to use a gimmick deck, it has to be incredibly special, and there are a lot of incredibly special decks out there, and I still don't tend to use them. Probably because I'm lazy and I don't want to carry anything else. But is this worth you using? And the first thing to say is the trick, if you like the trick, it does it. All right? I know that should be a given, but it's with a couple of caveats. The main trick of the Savant Deck, this kind of Rain Man trick, which I don't like saying, it sounds, I don't know if it is problematic, but I don't like it, so I'm going to call it a Savant trick. The idea that you're looking at something very quickly and being able to do lightning speed calculations or present it as magic, whatever you want. And the kind of, I suppose, the main routine they're setting this on, and there are lots of them, and there's some great stuff, I will say that, I've kind of scanned through a lot of it, is that they can, well, let's have a look at this in a minute. Let's just say you shuffle the cards to be safe. They're not going anywhere near it. And cut off a pack. Just say, cut off a pack of cards, as many as you want. How many have you got? Try doing under half the deck, probably. Don't want to be here all day. They tell how many cards you got, and they spread them on the table is one way of doing it. You have to look that quick, and you tell them how the total of all of the values of the cards. If you know this channel, you know that my explanations are awful. Watch the trailer, you'll get an idea. But, basically cut them off, add up the totals, and it's going to be what I told you within seconds. A bit like the kind of, there are ways of doing it with Magic Square. When you go, give me a number, boom, done, Magic Square. And that's done with various gimmicks, Doug Diamond's been a very good one. So, if you like that presentation, like that trick, you're going to be able to do it, right? So that's the thing. This isn't one of those things where you get the deck and you go, I'm not going to be able to do that. With one exception, and this is only me, I've not had anybody else experience this, and I've only kept this to myself, as in I haven't said to people, how are you finding this? But they can apparently waterfall shuffle, in the hands riffle shuffle these cards. I did a few in the hands riffle shuffles of these, and it knocked them out of order a bit. Now, I'm not very good at in the hands shuffle. I don't really do them. They knacker your deck up, and I'd love to learn the truffle shuffle and stuff. And I'm sure I'll get better at them. So I'm not very good at them, so that's probably it. But saying that, if you're going to give them to a layperson to shuffle like that, they're probably not going to be very good at it either, are they? So I just do not feel comfortable. I did it a few times and it did kind of mess things up a bit. And this is a sort of trick that where if that happens, you're potentially screwed. Saying that, I don't think it needs that. Of course, if they shuffle them, it does make it a lot more powerful, but you can do certain things that, you can do the Tamarit's thing that he says where you sort of riffle them together and they push them in. So there's loads of things that will make them feel shuffled, and that doesn't really bother me. It's not a bad thing. I just think if you're selling it on them shuffling it, that's generally what happened. So I don't want them doing it with their dirty hands or drinks over their hands. And when people grab the cards, if they go, I can do that posh shuffle, and you give them back and they look at right angles. So that's the one thing. Other than that, it's solid. It's gonna last. There's no sticky stuff involved. It's using a principle that a lot of you will know, and if you look after these, they'll last you a very long time. Lloyd says at one point, if you learn them like me, when you get a certain deck, you buy a couple of them, don't you? Of course you do. That'd be very handy, wouldn't it? And then you can get them straight out, brand new, and go straight into it, which you can, but you don't need to do that either. It's a good trick. It's a solid trick. It's easy. It's not self-working, meaning you're going to have to think. And for me, that's harder than doing a lot of the time when numbers are involved. When some of you, like me, will get the method, you'll go, oh, no, I can't do that. It's actually really easy. If I can do it, you can. And so it will feel like there's maths involved. There is, but it's one of the very few things that just with memory you'll be able to do straight away. It's really clever. I really enjoyed learning it. I think the potential of the things you can do with this are great. Now, it is worth saying, as it says in the download, that this is the same setup. It's not a brand new thing. It's the same setup as the Rama deck, which was put out by Big Blind Media. It's a different effect. This whole thing of using the numbers and the adding up, that's the main effect they're selling on this. But the other things you can do with it that make it look like a memorized stack. And that's the big thing, really. You're doing tricks that you could do with your memorized stack, mnemonica or Aronson stack, and not having to use a mem deck. And it's great like that. You just say, cut the cards, have a look at that one, and you'll be able to know what card they've cut to without reading any marks or without looking at that card, and without really any maths, really, or very, very simple. So it's great for all that. Does loads of that stuff. So I would say it's a good, solid trick. I don't want them shuffling it. Nobody's going in doing that sort of shuffle with my cards, especially if it's a gimmick deck and it's a layperson. Magician, that's a different thing. But with the amount this has been hyped, if you're doing a magician, they're probably going to know exactly what it is anyway. So there you go. It's a good trick. It's not a game changer, I don't think. But I think those who buy it and like the routine will do it. I think it's not one of those things you just chuck in your drawer. I think it's worth your time. It's worth a look at. It's not my kind of trick. I don't think that trick is strong enough for me to buy a special deck for, but I'm very different to a lot of people, as you know. So there it is, Savant Deck by Craig Petty. Solid bit of work, but probably not something I'm going to be taking out and performing. Have a lovely one. Take care. Please disagree with me. Be nice though. Do it in a nice way. None of us like being shouted at. So do disagree with me, and I'm very, very happy to be proved wrong. Let me know when you're using it. I know for a fact people are using it, and I know friends of mine that are professional magicians that really, really like this and think that is brilliant. So, just take what I say with a pinch of salt. Have a great one. Thanks so much. Have a look at onlinemagic.co, comment, and I think that's it. And the other stuff I said at the beginning, like and subscribe, do all that, podcast and masterclass, and yeah, take care. Bye.